And on the 25th of September, Made Kuti, Femi Kuti, Tiwa Savage, Davido, and a bunch of others, a few artists, will be performing across 6 continents, performing live for the Global Citizens Live. Now, around the world, these artists will help rally citizens in demanding that their governments and major corporations and philanthropists all work together to defeat poverty and defend the planet by focusing on the most urgent, interrelated threats hitting those in poverty the hardest. This year's 24-hour event will also see performances by Burna Boy, Coldplay, Billie Eilish, Camila Cabello, Jennifer Lopez, Lizzo, Meek Mill, Shawn Mendes, and all of it in New York, including Ed Sheeran, Doja Cat, DJ Snake, Her, Black Eyed Peas, and a special guest appearance by Angelique Kidjo in Paris. Joining us now to talk more about this is Nigerian Afrobeat singer and songwriter and instrumentalist Made Kuti. Welcome, Made.
Hello, Hawa. How are you doing, man?
Good. So you've performed on many stages around the world. Is this your first time on Global Citizens on the stage? And what does it mean for you to be a part of it?
It's my first time as a solo artist, but I was with my dad at the last Global Citizens event in South Africa. And as far as what it means to me, it's really nice to be able to contribute to what is evidently, a global cause. It really is about defending the planet. It really is about defeating poverty. And it's problems that are not native to any particular country or continent. They're global issues, and that we can all come together as artists and musicians and do what we love and are so passionate about, and to be able to contribute to something that is progressive is very special for me.
All right, you mentioned global issues, but looking at the Global Citizen, it's been dubbed not as a celebration, but a global moment of unity to defend the planet and defeat poverty. How potent is music as a tool for social change?
Whenever I'm asked that, I always refer to what my grandfather said. He said music is the weapon of the future. And I believe that something as nuanced as sound that can, inspire, can affect the conscious and the subconscious, can make you feel happy, can help you through heartbreak. Something that's transcendent and that powerful really has the effect of, affecting our state of minds and affecting our perspective. And wherever we have that opportunity to use that tool to effect change, I think music is one of the most powerful, methods of communication that we can use.
Music is indeed the weapon. Now, looking at the Nigerian music scene, do you think artists should be doing a little more with their voices, using their platforms for social activism and advocacy?
I think to a degree it's unfair to ask Nigerians to make great sacrifice for a country that doesn't allow them the opportunity to even become or aspire to become what they want to be. So a young musician has very little to no access to musical education. He can't learn about music theory. He can't learn how to play instruments. He can't learn how to read and write music. And as far as education with music goes and opportunities go, there's a very, very limited amount of space for creatives to flourish. So under that kind of understanding, you have to put yourself in the shoes of an aspiring musician who has said, okay, you know what, I do care about music, but I've seen that there's no avenue for me to grow. So I have to find my way to be as, famous as possible, to be able to bring and put food on the table with this thing that I'm so passionate about. So it's not surprising that musicians are not more vocal or are not more conscious in their approach, because there's really little to no profit from it. Not just, monetary, but even in terms of affecting change in people's minds. If you make music that is politically conscious, you will not have the access to share that music. You won't get the same amount of radio plays. You won't get performances. So to decide you want to walk this path is very, very, it's really something you have to choose for yourself. against all odds, really. So I blame more the system for not providing first history for people to be conscious in ways that, you know, other cities and other worlds. So, for example, I always say that the Western man learns so much about his history, so much so that his history is bloated and it's full of misinformation to serve his or her ego, whereas we learn nothing about pre-colonial Africa or ancient Africa to be, you know, further ourselves and become better versions of who we are. So historically, you know, academically, information, all this is against us. And also the space to be creative is also against us. So it's really more for now leaders to take it upon themselves to create space and opportunities for people that want to do those kinds of things, to have, you know, the opportunity to do it.
All right, Made, briefly, what should your fans be expecting from your performance at this year's event?
Of course, a lot of energy, a lot of, you know, musicality, musicianship. I'm blessed to have a very great band. I'm blessed to be able to, you know, play music as I do. And I'll be sharing and debuting on the world stage a couple of new numbers as well, which would be very nice, I think.
All right. I want to say thank you very much for spending some time with us here on Newsday.